Hey guys, so I'm gonna go out in the garden, beautiful day, and see what's growing in and what I need to do for this year's gardening project. Yep, it's a gorgeous day. So I want to show you what is going on here. So these beds, we have lilies. Not even sure what that is, but lilies. And if you see over there, the elephant ears are growing in. And we're in April. We left them in. Usually we pull them up because sometimes it does get cold in Tennessee, but we left them in to see what happens, and they're growing. See that one over there? So they didn't die. More lilies, that's sedum. And these are our rocks that I took from some of our trips. We got Lake Ontario and St. Martin and Mexico, Riverhead. I like rocks. Weird. All right, so let me start over here. So this is our picnic bench. They're falling apart. They're getting all moldy and bird crap all over it. You can see the wood splitting. So we are probably going to get rid of them. And what we are going to do is build a pergola above it. And we want to plant some wisteria to grow all over the pergola and make a natural covering with beautiful flowers that come in the springtime. So that's our plan. John's researching what to do with that. Got more lilies. This is my fig tree. And as you see, it's starting to bud. Nice. A little breezy. But here's the garden. So let's see what we got growing on here. Now this is pretty interesting. I had no idea that rosemary actually flowers. Look at that. It's flowering. Got mint. This right here is tarragon. Got lots of weeds here that I gotta pull. So I do have to weed. This is sage. That came back. This one right here is marjoram. It smells so good. And then this is lavender. So the lavender stayed this year. Oh my God, it smells so good. I had a lavender that didn't last and survive. And then this one I got at a different nursery. And this one looks so much healthier than the first one I had planted before. It smells so good. And you got lemon balm. Lemon balm is it a nervine? I believe you make tea out of lemon balm. It can reduce anxiety and really calm your frazzled nerves. Great for gastrointestinal. Has a beautiful lemony, although kind of soapy smell, but it's still really good. I like to mix it with mint. This is oregano. It was bigger last year, but for whatever reason, some of it died. We get this caterpillar grass, Bermuda grass, and last year a lot of it grew in here, and I kept pulling it out. So I wonder if that had anything to do with it. There's more more oregano, because it was one plant here that got really big, but now only parts of it survived. And of course, these are the chives. Great on potatoes, mashed potatoes. So I do have to clean out these beds. Here's more weeds. So funny, this is chickweed. And I learned that you can eat this. And so any kind of weeds that are in our actual lawn, pretty much over there, the rest of the backyard, John fertilizes it over there, and I make sure he does not fertilize it all near the garden boxes. So what's in the garden boxes is up for grab. So I learned that chickweed is very nutritive to you to eat. You can actually eat it in a salad. So I'll type in the description below what you can do with chickweed. The properties actually of chickweed if you do eat it in a salad. And speaking of salads, so this is garden chives that I actually have in a different garden box. And these things, they must spread by seed because they're popping up all over the place. So I'm going to have to reduce that. But here's lettuces. I threw these lettuce leaves in like a spring mix in the fall. So they grew. And what's funny is that during the winter, out of that spring mix, this stuff grew. And this stuff is Asian greens, which are very bitter. I read that you can cook them and maybe it'll mellow the flavor. So I'm going to give that a try. But that is the only one that grew throughout the winter. These just started popping up. But look how beautiful that is. Yeah, it's weird, right? So, very bitter eating it raw. Very spicy. Not so much bitter, spicy. So, I'm going to try to cook them down and see if they do mellow out. This is arugula. This is called a heat-tolerant arugula. So, this continues to grow during the summer. And then I have more lettuce that's just growing up on its own from last year. It didn't get killed off during the winter. And there's more heat-resistant arugula. More garden garlic chives that spread from another box here. And then here are some pea plants that survived and started growing on its own. I didn't even plant them. Last year I planted a lot more. Here's more peas, more lilies. So I just got to clean out some of these beds, but I actually have a lot of stuff to make a salad out here. Here's more lettuce that grew on its own from what I left behind last year. A lot of times I just replant, like it'll grow, and flowers always mean that it's seeding. So a lot of times I'll just cut the flowers off and bury them, see what happens. Especially when the fall comes and everything starts dying off. If anything flowered, I just kind of dig it and bury it and see what comes up. So this is arugula. This is my favorite. I love arugula. So this is not the heat tolerant one. So I gotta make a salad out of that. More garlic chives. This is kale that survived. And these are all scallions that also survived the winter. And again, I did not know that they flower. So what's going to happen is I'm going to save these flowering buds and bury them again and see if they grow again for fall. Isn't that cool? And then those are the garlic chives that actually are reproducing everywhere. Literally everywhere. They're in there. There they are again. Garlic chives, I guess they just throw their seed out. And this is a weed, and I learned it's called henbit. And again, you can eat this in a salad raw. And because it's in my garden box, it's up for grabs, no fertilizer. So I'll list below also the nutritive properties of that too. I also had some beet tops that I threw in here and planted in the fall, and they're starting to grow. So these are beet tops, and of course you could eat the leaves and saute them like spinach. Isn't that cool? I don't know what's going on with this one. But yeah, I threw beet tops, and this, not 100% sure what that is, but obviously I threw something in there because it's starting to grow. So curious to see what it is. So John does put fertilizer, so I get no dandelions, and I wish he would stop that because dandelion leaves are so freaking healthy for you. Great for your liver, especially in the springtime when you want that spring cleanse. So here are more weeds coming in, but a lot of garlic chives. Here's again some heat tolerant arugula. and lots of henbit. So that, like I said, is you can eat. Is more heat tolerant arugula. Not sure what that is. Probably could eat that too, right? So this is all the stuff that I just left behind in the fall, right before the winter. Again, like I said, I just throw stuff in from the kitchen, see what happens. I don't know what those are. I guess we'll find out in a couple of weeks. But something's growing in there. Hopefully I get some beets. I have a sweet potato. So this is the season I hear you can plant potatoes. So I do have some organic sweet potatoes in the house. Something's growing up here too. Not sure what that is, but that looks lettucey. So I'm going to actually chop up a sweet potato and throw that in because I think this is the season you put it in. Last year I missed the boat. But that is my garden. So probably this weekend or next week, I'm going to go to a nursery and maybe buy the tomato plants. Some stuff doesn't work for me by seed. Tomatoes, I've never been able to grow by seed. So I got to buy some plants, but I want a lot of tomatoes. I might plant some more pea plants too. I love sugar snap peas. So that's it for my garden. This is Garden 2021. And this is the most I've seen without me doing anything. This is all stuff that just all came up on its own. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon.